Hey, everybody. We are live at Paste Studio right now. Jeremy Dutcher. Jeremy, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So this is Soundcheck has sounded absolutely fascinating so far. This is dissimilar to anything that we have ever heard in this room before, and we're looking very, very much forward to sharing it with the internet right now. You're doing 2 songs off of the current album, one from a previous project, and can you tell us what you're going to start out with?
Totally, yeah. We're going to start with a song called Nipuwoltin, which is on the current record called Wagner. And yeah, I'm going to use my shaker. We're going to get into it.
All right.
You ready? Cool.
All right, thank you. Man, can we talk a little bit about, can you tell us the path that you took in order that's led you here to mix the indigenous sounds with the sounds you're making on the keys, with the samples that exist and the drum kit and all that? How did you arrive here?
Totally, yeah. So I like to make music at the intersections of indigenous and pop and classical music, and it all sort of started 5 years ago when an elder of mine named Maggie Paul, she knew I was really interested in our traditional music from the Wolastoqiyik Nation in the east coast of what's called Canada today. And so she said, you know, if you really want to know a thing or two about the old songs, you can't stay around here, you actually have to go to the museum. And what I didn't know was that there was this whole holding of our traditional songs, over 100 that were collected over a century ago. And so basically what I did with this record was I took those field recordings and I created reimaginations of what they could be. And so yeah, I'm going to share them with you. And what was really important for me was to be in dialogue with these old voices and to try to say something new about where we are as indigenous people today and what we have to offer to the human family.
Well, man, I mean, what it strikes me, there's some sort of similarity between what you were up to with the wax cylinder transfers and what we've been up to in this room. Yeah. I mean, in the effort to make it a sort of a living history thing. You know, we've transferred all these, the John Coltrane tapes and the Ella Fitzgerald tapes and all that. Granted, I never made a new composition out of them and reimagined them the way that you have done this, but just the effort to make it into a piece of living history that you can feel and touch is fascinating, man. I think you've done a really interesting thing here.
Thank you very much. We'd like to share some more if we can.
Yeah, please.
Cool. Yeah, so this next song is called Oqiton. And Oqiton is a canoe in our language. I sing in my language, and that's very, very important to me because there's less than 100 fluent speakers left. And so right now we're in a really critical battle to keep our language alive and to make sure that we're passing it on to the next generation. So I'll teach you a little bit of language too in this song. We say Waliwin, which means thank you. So Waliwin cho samagwin, thank you for the water. Mudachiwin giduismu, so no one will go thirsty. So this is a song dedicated to all those water protectors and people who know what's up. Water's life. Okay, I'm gonna play you those original archive recordings from 110 years ago, and then we'll show you what we do. I also have to point out that I'm joined by two dear friends, Blanche Israel on the cello.
All right.
Give it up, give it up. And that's Greg Harrison on percussion and electronics.
Right.
This one's called Oqiton. Tahoe. Leland, thank you.
Tell us again, what's the word that you're saying at the end?
Tahoe. Yeah. So this is something we've just always kind of said.
'Cause I lived in Lake Tahoe forever before I came out here, and that's what it sounded like you said.
Yeah, shit. And I'll tell you a funny story too. I was touring in the Philippines 2 years ago, and I was playing that song, and at the end of a song, I say Tahoe, and people start laughing. I started to look around. What's going on? So after a while, I had to stop and be like, okay, somebody's got to tell me like what's going on here. And apparently Tahoe is like a children's beverage, like a soy-based children's beverage that these guys called Tahoe men, they walk around with like buckets on their shoulders, say Tahoe, Tahoe. So every time I said it, they thought I was invoking the soy-based beverage drink. Anyway, it's not that. It is. It's a sign of exclamation, to say that we're done now. Like this is it. It has been said. So yeah, it's something that we always like grew up saying. But I didn't realize like how far it goes back. So even on those old recordings, you can hear them say Tahoe too.
Wow.
Which, yeah, for me was like, that's the continuation right there. Like that's to say that we never lost anything, even though indigenous people, we've been through a lot on this continent. We're still singing and we're still here sharing our gifts. So yeah, it's doing this work and being in conversation with these really old voices has been a real affirmation for me as an indigenous person today on Turtle Island.
Well, dude, thank you for bringing it here to the studio today. And can you talk about, so you're bringing it to Joe's Pub tomorrow. The doors are at 9, shows at 9:30, and you're bringing it to the JFK Center for Performing Arts also in DC on Wednesday. Can you talk to us a little bit about what people see when they go to the live show? Is it very similar to what's happening here today? Is it vastly dissimilar from the arrangement that you guys are playing with here today?
Well, whatever they go with, I do hope it's something that they've not seen before. But yeah, I've been very, very fortunate to be able to play this music in all different kinds of formats and varieties. And so sometimes I'll offer a solo piano show. Other times I'll be joined by my friends here as a trio. And I've just started to premiere this work with orchestras too. So sort of sitting at the piano and sort of singing under the bed of over 70 musicians is a pretty wild feeling. So we've been able to offer different kinds of shows. But yeah, these upcoming shows in New York and DC will be with my beautiful trio here. So yeah.
Nice. And there's a ton of international dates. They're announced all the way through October 23rd on I suppose 2 continents. There's North American shows and there's European shows, but there's a lot going on. That's all up at jeremydutcher.com. Hopefully everyone who's checking out this live stream right now is able to check it out live as well. Man, can you tell us what you're going to play third today?
Yeah. So this next song is it's not on this record. But it is still a dear song to my heart, and it's a song that I grew up singing. It's an honor song from our neighbors, actually, the Mi'kmaq Nation, and it's called Gulazi Kulmenen. And it's really about people gathering and helping each other to protect the land. It says that's what we're put on this earth to do. So let's get to it. And, you know, I like to go and sing this song wherever I go because I think it is a really timely message right now. You know, there needs to be a turning. And we don't have a lot of time left. And so I think the more that we can come together and start to have these big conversations around our home, then I think the better off we'll be. So this is sort of a rallying cry to start those conversations. So this is called Gulazi Kumenen. Honor song. Gulazit gudmunen danu anabek saltied dana bemmer wejo kamadotine elibawada gizi hulin yud skitskami. So, thank you very much for leaving.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Everybody, thank you very much for coming through and sharing this music with us. We appreciate it. And have a great show at Joe's Pub tomorrow night. Have a great show in D.C. on Wednesday at the JFK Center for Performing Arts, and all the dates, man. Travel safely and spread the word as best you can. We're stoked to use this platform here to amplify your voice. And thanks for doing this, man. This is fascinating to see the conversation that you've created with these 110-year-old voices, man. It's really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, my pleasure. Leewin.
All right, thank you.